The most powerful hurricane in Jamaica's history is expected to make landfall today. Hurricane Melissa has been at Category 5 status for longer than 24 hours now. And officials in Jamaica say they have done everything they can do to prepare. They are warning of catastrophic damage. We've learned this morning there have already been 3 deaths in Jamaica so far. For a closer look at the effects of the storm, I'm joined by Gerard Morrisili. He's a freelance journalist, producer, and resident of Kingston, Jamaica. Thank you so much for joining us. What is the island experiencing right now?
Hi, good morning to you and your audience, Anne-Marie. Yeah, you've pretty much said things off the bat. We are experiencing some major impact from this hurricane. The fact is that most of the coastline parishes like St. Elizabeth, Portland, St. Thomas, those are the areas that are really being badly affected. There is also some impact in St. Catherine. Now, the eye of the storm was originally supposed to pass east of the country, but now it has gone a little bit western and making a trek northeast. So there has been some slight change, which would mean that Kingston and St. Andrew will be spared a bit of the brunt of the impact, but there is still some never before seen levels of rainfall and gusty winds wherever the areas in the country.
Gerard, while you're joining us, we've had our meteorologist, Kelsey McEwen, put up some images that show sort of the outer bounds of this storm. Like, while the eye is still not there, but the winds are definitely making impact this morning. Tell us about some of the images that you've seen coming in and hitting Jamaica this morning.
Yes, well, to be very honest, I'm quite surprised at the fact that, the Kingston area, which was expected to experience a lot of rainfall and gusty winds, seems to be the safest area in the country so far. Areas like Halfway Tree, where lots of commercial businesses are. Downtown Kingston is a little bit more badly affected because of the Kingston Harbor, but it is quite more of the outside of the country that's facing the brunt of this impact. The coastline areas, the flood-prone areas, they have seen what was expected. There is a lot of downed trees, power lines being badly affected as well. So about 50,000 people have already reported power outages. I'm sure that in this morning's update by the government, there will be an increase in that number. As you mentioned, 3 deaths, 13 injured reportedly. So it has been, even though we haven't had the eye pass over as yet, there still has been some significant damage. But, to be very honest, the Jamaicans here, they're very resilient people, very fearless people. So they are not fearful of what is to come, but more anticipating the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa.
I wanted to ask you about that. Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness issued evacuation orders for some of the coastal parishes that you were just telling us about that are being hit by those winds right now. What were some of the challenges in getting people to evacuate, to leave their neighborhoods and homes?
Yeah, they didn't want to part ways with their belongings, their possessions. The truth is that they take so much pride in being able to own their assets, Jamaicans. So to have to part with them because of this hurricane, it was a lot of persuasion that had to go on. Unfortunately, from the government's perspective, they still are not happy with the numbers that have followed this evacuation order. If I can look back at Port Royal, where only 1 person was reported up until yesterday to have moved from that area where, is prone to disaster, having a history of tsunami and earthquake. The fact that they were only able to get one of the residents there to move, it was quite disheartening for the government. But the local government minister, Desmond McKenzie, did in fact praise the Jamaica Constabulary Force, which is the police force, for being able to get a lot of the homeless off of the streets. Quite frankly, it is the owners of like boats and a lot of fishing industry people and those who live in houses that have withstood Hurricane Gilbert in 1988 and gone through Ivan. Those are the ones who have experienced something similar to this, but not quite like this.
Yeah.
They are the ones that are a little bit more reluctant to evacuate their premises.
You know, there's a large Jamaican community here in Canada. There's also a lot of Canadians that enjoy traveling and visiting down in Jamaica. A lot of people very nervous, very anxious here this morning. Really quickly, Gerard, what's communication like so far?
Well, it's quite clear. I mean, the local television stations here and the local media houses in print and social are putting out constant updates. There is not much disruption in this self-service. So even though we are experiencing some power outages, the self-service is still quite strong. I'll still be able to join you right now because of the self-service, even though I have no power where I am situated. But yeah, we are still able to reach out to those who are trying to get in contact with us. The power, they say that they'll try to restore as best as they can. Of course, with these conditions, it will be difficult for the engineers to get to the poles and get to the grids to have to do their repairs. But the government is trying as best as possible to update the country residents and those abroad, because they have been consistently speaking to us. They have been consistently addressing the media, even after their press conferences. So they're making it their point of duty to ensure that we're well informed, that all of the information necessary is out there, and that it's easy for people to navigate, knowing that we can see catastrophic levels shortly.
There are hours to go still in this storm before the eye even crosses over. Gerard Morrisili, I know the power's out where you are. We appreciate you joining us for an update this morning from Kingston.
Thank you so much for having me.
If you like that video, make sure to subscribe to the Your Morning YouTube feed, where you can find all kinds of new content posted every weekday morning.